Hey everybody, it's Carrie from Stamp with CT, and along with me is Dale. He's waving, y'all. So we have kind of a little bit of a different class for you today. We usually have our bingo classes either online or in person, and we do the crafting at the event. And this time we are offering an in-person bingo. It was Saturday, the 29th of July. It was in person, so we did our crafting at the event. We had someone that wasn't able to attend the event, and then we also have a couple people that just got the kit option. So that was something different this time. I just thought I'd see how that went by offering just the kit. So they're still making the cute projects. They're just not playing bingo with us. So I don't normally release a bingo class tutorial, but this class is just so much fun. We wanted to be able to share it with you too. So you're going to get a little peek into how our bingo works, and you're going to get to see some cute projects if you did not register. Now we are featuring the really supremely awesome stamp set that features pizza, and we are calling this little guy Luigi, right?
Oh yeah.
He is so cute. Each catalog I go through, and there's always something that just jumps out at me that I absolutely fall in love with, and I get it whether I plan to do a class or an event with it or not. And this is the stamp set from the new annual catalog that came out in May of 2023. I just had to have this set. So we have made a couple of projects. One we did as a swap when we swap with other demonstrators when a new catalog comes out. So this one is super cute, and it just looks like a little pizza parlor, like you're looking into the window and you see Luigi with that cute little pizza. And then this is a card that Dale made on Facebook Live. Gosh, it's been maybe a month ago or so. And what were we calling this, Dale? I'm trying to remember. An easel pop-up card, I think. You want to show them how that works in case they missed that video?
It's got this rolls forward and it has a little catch in the back that allows it to stand on its own.
Cute. So it really displays that little,
and that's
our friend Luigi gets displayed.
That's
I love it. So it's very cute, just like this. Or when you open it up, you can always display it. So this, and I like this technique too, where we stamped the pizzas in the background. So you can see there's lots that you can do with this set. Here we have featured it with the traditional red, green, white that you would see with the Italian flag. And when you look online, I've not really found a lot of samples using the supremely awesome stamp set, but what you do find typically has the red, green, and white theme, which is awesome, right? The Italian flag.
it's absolutely the way
it's supposed to be. Well, we're not going to do it the way it's supposed to be. We're going to mix it up a little bit. Yes, we're going to mix it up just a little bit, and we're going to bring some color to this. And at the very end of the video, I may tell you why that happened. You know, there's always happy accidents, right? And you're going to want to stick around to the end because we have got some really cute projects, because not only does Luigi make pizza, but he can deliver all kinds of stuff. So that's your little teaser. You want to stick around and see that. So here is our stamp set. It is red rubber. We are using, I think, every single stamp in this set today, except the little utensils, which we could always stamp that on the inside, couldn't we? Oops, sorry. Now we're pulling in a couple of designer series papers. First one is Zoo Crew, and we're just using one pattern. I'll flip through this quickly. We're using this pattern because we are pulling in the black and white on one of the cards. And then we're also using this Delightfully Eclectic designer series paper. And again, we're not featuring designer series paper a lot in these projects, but just thought I would show you. I think it's that one. Yes, on the back, it's got kind of a yellow grid. And then we also use that yellow polka dot. We'll show you the goodie bag too that everyone got. But just so you can see, This is one of those really big paper packs with 48 sheets. Great for making multiples when you've got a lot of cards you need to create really cool colors. So with our bingo, when people do it in person or online, they always get 6 games of bingo. The very last game we play is a blackout round, and it's for a gift certificate. And then they also get a goodie bag or gift. And what we like to do is we like to provide a little snack or sweet treat that kind of goes along with the theme. So this time what they're getting, and you'll see we've got the little belly band, and Dale colored those pizzas so we could make a cute little tag for it. So at everyone's place, they had this treat. And then this is the pizza flavored goldfish that they received. So just kind of keeping with the theme. And then the embellishment that they received in their goodie bag, in their gift, is part of what they will use on their project. So that's just how we do that. These are they're called opaque. I'm trying to remember. Opaque ovals, and they're really fun and really cute colors. Some of the colors that are new in the annual catalog. So you've got pecan pie, lemon lolly, azure afternoon, and bubble bath. So I'll keep that off. But anyway, that is the embellishment that everyone received. And then of course we played games of bingo for Stampin' Up! Prizes as well. And then, like I said, we always do our crafting. So this time, before we show you the very first project, I have a pretty good sized piece of basic white cardstock, and we are going to do some stamping right out of the gate here. You want to stamp, Dale, or you want me to?
Yeah.
So we set up a stamping station for the actual class, so that they could come and stamp.
Oh.
Something else in supplies I didn't mention was this long line of blends markers. So we are using the Stampin' Blends markers to color these images. You could also use watercolor pencils. You could use, if you took your time and let things dry really well, you could also use the water painter. You could use your Wink of Stella brush. You could actually even use the blending brushes and just add some color, and then go back over like your pizza and color in the vegetables. So Dale is first stamping, and you're going to need to do this as well on the large piece of basic white in the back of your kit. He's stamping one Luigi, the full Luigi. How'd he do?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. We are finding that with this stamp, sometimes his little mustache or his sideburns don't fill in completely. So Dale usually is using the black Stampin' Right or Stampin' Blend marker just to touch up those sideburns or that mustache just a little bit.
I'm gonna bring my stamp to
the ink this time.
yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple of these small pizza slices in here
Okay, so we need 2 small pizza slices.
and one big supreme slice.
Okay. So do that stamping first and go ahead and get that out of the way. You do want to let that Memento Tuxedo Black ink dry, and that is the ink of choice when you are using Stampin' Blend markers, the alcohol markers, so that the ink does not smear when you color it. So we are actually bringing in a lot of blends. And if you don't have these colors, you can substitute, or like we said, you can color with another medium, or you don't have to color this image at all. You can just use the images as they are. So let's go down that line, Dale. I know we have.
These are the gray granite.
Light and dark.
We have the crumb cake.
Okay, light and dark.
We have the 500 and the 700.
Okay, so those are the natural tone blends. And since we purchased ours a couple years ago, Stampin' Up, they're the same colors, but they are now calling them medium,
and medium.
and
light.
medium light. They come in a 2-pack, but you can still get those same colors. Those are great for the skin tones. That's what we're going to use them today.
And this is the basic black we talked about earlier.
Okay,
This is the bronze that I use.
bronze and ivory, don't they come
Yes, they
together?
come together.
Okay,
The ivory's gonna be your cheese, and then this is Poppy Parade light and dark,
okay,
shaded spruce light and dark,
okay,
and then a Stampin' Right marker of black.
okay. And we'll show you a little trick that's really going to make your fussy cut images really stand out using that. Before we even get started, I'm going to emphasize this, and I did in the class as well. With your pizza, we used ivory for the cheese. You are going to want to color your cheese first. Go back and put your pepperoni and vegetables on there. You don't want to go back across a dark color like shaded spruce or Poppy Parade with the ivory marker, because you will end up messing up the tip of your marker. You will stain it. You can probably get that back off, but it will stain the tip of it. So be careful. You always want to bring your ivory in and color your cheese first. You want to go ahead and do that, Dale, on all your images?
I'm gonna go ahead and do that right quick.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use the line, this, what do you call that tip? This,
Oh, the bullet end?
yeah,
Okay.
and it
So you
just-
don't want the brush tip, you just want the
Oh.
bullet tip?
I just.
What?
That's the people dark,
Oh, grab the wrong one.
grab the wrong one.
Okay, so we want to use ivory.
And I'm just gonna go around all of the pieces.
You know, you could actually just swipe that color completely across your pizza if you wanted to. When I first learned to use alcohol markers, that's what we were instructed to do. Just take a light color and completely cover the image first with that, just to help get that paper ready to accept the ink. And we're fussy cutting these, so you don't really have to worry so much about staying in the lines, do you?
No, that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna cover all the way across all of them.
And you'll notice you may hear just a little bit of the brushing across the cardstock, but you don't hear squeaking. You don't hear that marker struggling on that paper, because you use a very light touch with your Stampin' Blends and you just let that ink flow. Okay, so we'll set that aside for a minute, Dale, and we'll go ahead and show them the very first project.
Okay,
I'll let you hold that up. So we're starting out super simple, but super, super cute. So we thought it would be fun to just cut 3/4 of an inch off of the end of the card there, and then stamp our greeting sideways and use one of the new, what are those called? Nested Essential dies
okay.
as the banner, and just add that pizza slice. So let's go ahead and pull in our supplies that we're going to need. And if you have your kit, everything's in the envelope for this card. We're starting with the thick basic white card base. It's already been scored for you, and that piece has been cut off the side for you too. We're trying to work together on my stamping space, so we're having to act like we like each other, right?
Yeah, I was fixing, I'm kind of crowded.
Yeah, I've been married, what, nearly 39 years?
Mhm.
So that piece is going to go there. This piece is going to go there. And we just took a piece of lemon lolly cardstock, cut it with that, I just had the name of it, Nested Essentials die, and then ran it through the cane embossing folder just to give it a little bit of texture. One of the other things that we're using is this black and white gingham ribbon. This has been around for a couple years, and I love this ribbon so much. So, okay, do you want to start coloring on your pizza slice?
Sure.
And I'll work a little bit on stamping the greeting, that type thing.
Okay.
We'll just work together. We wanted to do this kind of real time so that you would be able to also do your stamping as well.
So. Once again, I'm gonna take and do light, crumb cake all across the. All across the crust. And do some on the mushroom. Put a couple of stripes of the dark crumb cake to kind of give it a little bit like it's been browned in a couple of areas.
In the pizza oven.
In the pizza oven. And then we'll take the light poppy parade for the pepperoni. Put a little bit of dark on the outside. Kind of make
To
it,
shade it a little bit.
yeah, just kind of get it look like it got cooked a little extra.
Crispy. Crispy pepperoni.
And then we're gonna take the light shaded spruce and color the leaf.
We determined that that's basil. Right?
Right.
What we think.
Then we're gonna darken him up a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna put a little of the bronze on the mushroom. And then we're gonna put a little green on the put a little green in the
What, pepper?
pepper. Yep,
Okay, and that's it.
that's it.
Would you put that over on the chamois so I don't have an accident?
Mm. All right.
Okay, we got lots on the chamois, don't we?
Yeah.
So now Dale is going to fussy cut that, and I think I brought some snips out, dude.
Yeah. So,
And we'll keep working on our card, even though I know you're fussy cutting yours as well. I'm trying to get this to cooperate. I went ahead and stamped my sentiment down the side. I think I did pretty good, don't you?
you did very good.
Okay. And then in your kit, you have some of this super cute ribbon. So we're just going to wrap that around and tie a knot. You honestly probably have plenty of ribbon to tie a bow if you choose to. I just decided I would tie a knot on mine. And it's a little bit difficult to adjust this. It's not like when you have a smooth piece of cardstock. So try to get it in the center if that's where you want it. On my other one, I'm over to the side just a little bit, and I actually kind of like that. So I'm trying to recreate that same look with this card. And I'm not getting there, but this is going to work. I may not have left myself enough of a tail here. We'll see. My fumble fingers can do it. In case you're wondering, Oliver the Crafty Pup is not with us right now. He got a treat this afternoon so that we could work. I hate to say in peace, but we could maybe get this done a little bit more efficiently.
You'll hold it out this way.
Yeah, you can tell I'm struggling, huh? Not everybody has
There you go.
an extra hand to hold that down. That made that so much easier. You want to snip the tails for me too?
Sure.
Thanks. I always like to pull those tails together so that they end up about the same length. Little trick.
Okay.
And I
And-
can tell better on the back if I have that straight. Okay.
I'm gonna film your little trick.
What's that?
Where I fussy coat
yes.
this and I've got a little bit of white showing on the edge. And to just kind of bring that all together, I'm gonna take this Stampin' Right
Come real
marker.
close to the camera with that.
Uh,
Take your brush tip. I learned this years ago. To come around the edges. You're not actually on the image, you're on the side of that cardstock. With the side of the brush tip of your marker.
and any place where like you kind of you can fill in those white spots around the edges along with it.
What that does is really makes that pizza slice pop on this piece of yellow cardstock. You'll see in just a moment. We probably should have shown you without doing that, but we didn't. And I'm just using my dimensionals to try to help tack down that ribbon as well. Probably doing a little bit of overkill with dimensionals. Let me add one more. I really don't think that banner was going to run off, but uh-oh, where'd that backing go?
I got you.
Get underneath that other dimensional. Okay. Try to help hold that ribbon in place. You want to go ahead and add that on there? Remember how we did it on this card? We kind of offset it just a little bit. And initially we thought we would bring it down from the top of the black, and we just weren't happy with how that looked. So we went ahead and brought it back up to the top of the black piece.
Okay.
And then we're going to need a little bit of liquid glue. Go ahead.
Okay. And just
Oh, is that the pizza?
Yeah.
We popped him up.
okay.
I meant for the black piece.
Oh,
Yeah, if you can pop up the pizza, that's what we want to do, right?
yes.
I'll just add a little dimensional. No worries. And you may have noticed my awesome glue holder. Dale is using his 3D printer to create those. So it's great because while you're crafting, you can leave the lid off and just pop it back in the holder. It keeps it from stopping up and it keeps your glue ready to go. So let me know if you need one of those in your craft room. And then we'll add that pizza slice. And then with our take your pick tool, we can add some embellishments here like we did on our sample. So just put that on either side of the sentiment. And then we put one more up on the banner.
Okay.
And you'll notice, you may notice, that Dale is just reaching in the side of that package of embellishments. We slip that up the side so that you don't even have to take the embellishments out. They're still protected. And you can just reach in with your take your pick tool and grab one, which is awesome. All right, I'll have you bring those embellishments back over here. Maybe move your grid paper for just a second in case they want to get a quick screen. That's not grid paper, it's your quick screenshot, but that is card number 1. Hope you like the way that turned out. I just think the lemon lolly is so cute with the black and white. All right. So let's move on to card number 2. And this one is super fun. It uses the checkerboard pattern that you see so many times on a pizza box. And again, super simple little card. You could certainly stamp on the inside if you want to. This is the Azure Afternoon cardstock card base. And then just using a couple of those pieces of pizza. So Dale, do you want to stamp first?
Yes.
Okay. Let me go ahead and get we're using the Stamparatus. We still have this from before it retired from Stampin' Up. Now, if you do not have a Stamparatus, there are other stamp positioning tools, and you could still use the stamp on a block. But because we're using this in class, that's why we set it up like we did. So we're going to need a piece of basic white that's 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Dale is putting it right on the Stamparatus, and he knows where we need to put that. So what is great about stamp positioning tools is you're able to even stamp a second time if you need to. Okay. Just trying to get it situated where we want it.
Okay.
All right, you need the black ink, don't you?
Yep.
We're going to use the Stamparatus. We're going to stamp the top and the bottom of that piece of basic white cardstock. And there are other stamp positioning tools on the market, so you can check those out if you don't have one. I know a lot of you have a Stamparatus. He's really making sure that that is inked up well. I'm going to put some pressure and make sure that he leaves that closed for several seconds to let that ink transfer. See how we did? Not happy with it?
Not happy with it.
Okay, so you're able to add some more ink. And come right back over that. And again, there's lots of different stamping tools like this that you can get. And this is one of the benefits, is being able to stamp in exactly the same place again. Better?
Better.
Okay. Just be careful because that ink is drying still. We get so used to using the classic ink from Stampin' Up, which is a water-based ink, and it dries almost immediately. So we just have to remember to let those other inks dry. Like StazOn and Memento. That's a tip video we could do at one point, Dale, is about inks, you know it?
Yeah.
See how it did?
I left a little bit on the.
Okay, so we'll just. So when you are stamping it, just using that stamp on a block, it may not be perfect, right?
Right.
Sometimes
Well,
we have to go with that.
And that's where I would probably come back in with either the black marker or
Oh, look at
or-
you.
blend.
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea. Look pretty good.
And still, it's not. I think I just didn't get enough pressure on it.
Better.
Still not.
You want to just use the marker to cover
Yeah, I'll
cover it in just a little bit?
Yep.
Okay, remember that that is drying as you take that off of there.
Okay.
And I'll take this so we don't have catastrophe with that wet ink on that stamp. You touch it up,
Yeah, we'll touch it up a little bit.
perfectionist.
Use the brush tip this time.
Okay. And I could probably be stamping the sentiment. Which greeting is on that one?
It's the
Combo.
Together We Make a Deluxe combo.
Okay. Touching it up.
Yep.
Okay. So that just looks really, really cute on this Azure Afternoon card base. I love this color of blue, bright and fun. So just 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. That's standard card base. And I'll go ahead and add it to the card front while you color on some pizzas. How does that sound? I'll go ahead and put the inside panel too.
Okay,
Cause you need 2 slices of combo pizza, right?
right. Let's get once again with the light crumb cake.
You've already put your ivory on there, right?
Right.
Yeah, there's not a lot of rules in stamping, but sometimes we really have to stop and think about what we're doing so that we don't do damage to our products, don't we?
Right.
And again, you could certainly stamp on the inside if you like to. If you just love to color with those Stampin' Blends, it would be cute to have the slice of pizza on the inside as well. Or on the envelope. Don't forget that our envelopes, and we do include those with the class packets, they are awesome quality. And so you're able to stamp on those as well. Just kind of the same colors as you used before, D.
Yeah, just I'm only putting dark Holiday Parade on this one.
Okay. It's a little smaller space.
Yeah, and then a little dark, little shaded spruce.
I'll ink this stamp. Will you go ahead and stamp that greeting for me? Kind of at an odd angle. That being so large, it's probably a better idea to bring the ink to the stamp, isn't it?
It's
Look
good
good.
coated.
Okay,
Now let's see how poorly I can do.
you got this. Can't stamp and talk at the same time.
No, I
can we?
can't.
I sure can't.
There we go.
Looks good. I don't think we have any room on the chamois, do we?
No, we're going to.
Okay, I'll put that down here because I don't think we're going to use it again. Put it on the stack of stamps to clean, right?
Right.
Okay, while Dale finishes up and he's fussy cutting, I'm gonna bring my sample in because we're gonna want to add some Stampin' Dimensionals here on our greeting. I just want to stick to my fingers.
They do a good job of that.
They do. I'm trying to remember. We pulled out this die set. Something fancy. Something fancy dies. Those carried over from the mini catalog. So in case you're wondering, that's where this sentiment piece came from. We'll come in right about here. Kind of look at that. How does that look as far as straightness?
That looks good.
Thought so too. Straightness. I have just a scrap of ribbon here on this. Oops. Let me put my glue back in there. On this bolt, I'm almost out, but we're going to use up this bolt of ribbon on these cards. Just tying a little knot. And this always makes me think of my friend Judy, because she says it's not a bow. You don't want to pull it super tight, but just tie a little knot in that ribbon. Bring your tails together. Have your husband snip, or some assistant, snip the excess off. Or I guess do it yourself, right?
Well, you can.
If they're using your snips. Whoever is borrowing your snips, have them cut it, right?
Exactly.
Then we'll just pop that little bit of ribbon on there. I just added that for cuteness. I thought that was adorable. And then Bill's working on our pieces of pizza. And I'm going to bring this closer to where you can see that we did add a couple of the Azure Afternoon opaque ovals. And that is totally up to you. Take a guess whose idea that was to put them in the O's.
Oh, let's see here. It was a great idea.
It was a great idea. You still fussy cutting?
Yeah,
Okay.
trying to get some of that
The white border off. Okay.
Right.
You're gonna do your trick again. Why don't you show them? Do one of the pizzas and then don't do the other one, and they can see the difference that really makes to help it pop, especially when you're putting it on a piece of white cardstock, right?
Right.
Just adding that around the edge. Take that white edge off. And I think we popped those up with dimensionals too. Why not?
Oh, yeah.
We're just clipping right along here, aren't we?
Yep. There you go.
Okay. So we'll put this piece down here. And I really do think that makes a difference, don't you? We'll bring it up close. Makes a big difference. Okay, you want to do the other one?
Sure.
And again, totally up to you if you want to put. I think I brought this one down a little bit more than I did that one. That's okay though. Don't you think? Sentiment.
I think it's going to be fantastic.
Totally up to you if you want to add your embellishments. That checkerboard really is cute. Little dimensional there. And we are done with card number 2. Look about right?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. You want to hold those up for them in case they want to take a screenshot? So cute. What?
You didn't put your dimensionals in the O's. Oh, not dimensionals.
My embellishments? I didn't. All right, let's move on to card number 3. I think you're really going to love this one. It is super cute.
Okay.
And so we're going to be stamping our pizza guy, Luigi, but only part of him. So isn't that an awesome idea to kind of stretch this stamp just a little bit? Instead of stamping him his full body, we're just doing part of him where you can see him tossing that pizza up in the air or finishing up the pizza. We may have to go check on Oliver.
Okay.
And then this is also a top folding card. Okay, Dee, you want to go ahead and try? Oh, you need to stamp him, don't you?
I do.
It's got some grid paper over there.
No, I got my silicone craft here.
Oh, that'll work. So this time our card base is 11 by 4 1/4 scored at 5 1/2. We can go ahead and adhere that inside panel. And how do you know where you're going to position that on there?
I'm just going to kind of look through the block
Okay.
and get him to where I can see that most of it's on the
that little label.
the little label. And then, we'll see how. Yeah, it turns out.
And that is also a die from the Nested Essentials dies. Really enjoying that new die set.
Okay.
All right, while you work on that, I think I'm going to go ahead and put this piece of Designer Series paper on. And did you color all of the pizza guy?
Oh, no, I didn't. I only colored his face.
Okay. So you have options, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say too, you don't even really have to color the images. I don't think. It looks straight to you.
Yeah, that's good.
Good. Okay. I don't see my sentiment piece.
It's right there.
Oh, it ran away. I'm gonna have to get that sentiment back from you too when you have a minute.
Okay.
So this time we're incorporating the pecan pie. That may get some controversy on how to pronounce that, right?
Oh,
No?
everybody says a pecan.
They do? Pecan?
Then on this one, I used a little gray granite, a light gray granite for the peel or the pizza tray.
Like when you go to Pizza Hut and it's on those metal pans.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Then take the 700, color his hands,
Or it's now the medium.
medium.
Just a light touch, huh?
Try to.
What happens if you go out of the lines? What can you do about that?
Well, there's a color lifter,
Mm-hmm.
but also we're fussy cutting this, so
Not that one.
oh, that's right.
The other thing you can do if you have a white gel pen, you can go over the little oops with a white gel pen to help disguise. Doesn't look perfect, but most people would never know. Again, another super simple card. But the key is having that little guy as the focal image, Luigi.
Hmm. Okay.
And I'll finish with that.
Oh, no,
Okay, what you want to add?
I want to add some pepperonis to the pizza.
You do?
Yeah.
That's funny that that's Poppy Parade, which I think of as a pretty bright red, but it does a great job to make pepperoni.
How's that?
Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, do you want to stamp the greeting?
Sure.
And I'm pretty sure, yeah, we popped this guy up. So let's get our dimensionals going again. I'm loving these nested essential dies.
I think they bring a lot of, bring some character into it.
Mm-hmm. This one kind of makes me laugh because it's just about the size of one of those "Hello, my name is" stickers that you get when you go to an event.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, we're snipping the end off of that, so you don't have to worry super much about making sure that it's centered.
Okay, how much of the end you want snipped off?
Well, let's go ahead and put this on there.
Okay,
I'll have you move your silicone craft sheet out of the way.
okay,
We'll go ahead and pop that on there. Then I think we'll have a better idea.
you want him down low and to the right?
Kind of the way we did that first one.
Okay,
Make sure he's lined up.
trying to. Okay,
And then what we did was just kind of took our sentiment
okay,
and snipped the end. We do with our snips. You got them?
just snip the end.
Mm-hmm. We'll make it work. And then kind of at that same angle on the other side.
So that you're almost parallel.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I think I may have put a little dimensional underneath him. Have you figured out where we're going to put it? Pretty much the same spot.
Yeah, just gonna,
Yeah, we just put a little glue across there. I think I did put a dimensional under the end, but it's probably not. Doesn't have to have it. You dropped it.
yeah, just drop it on that.
Pulling a carry. Just drop it on there wherever you want.
Yeah.
That pecan pie cardstock is really pretty.
Okay,
And then we just added some pecan pie embellishments. And again, being able to use the take your pick tool and just slide those right out of there. We've used a few more of them, haven't we?
yeah. Get one of these little guys.
Yeah, they come in two sizes. Add a little touch of color. All right, that's card number 3, guys.
Okay,
You're gonna hold that one up.
sure.
Super cute. I like that one a lot. Okie doke. Let's work on our last one. And I have to say, I think this is my favorite card. Is it your favorite?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This one is really, really cute. You've got a pizza my heart. So that's where that full Luigi is going to come into play. So in this envelope, we have got a Poppy Parade card base. And again, 11 by, I think it goes that way, doesn't it? 11 by 4 1/4. Already scored for you. Let's burnish that fold really well. And then you have got a piece of basic white cardstock and a piece of designer series paper. Remember, we showed you that at the very beginning. And we are actually going to be stamping our sentiment on that to put on the front of the card. We also have a couple of hearts, and these came from, was it the Give It a Whirl dies?
Yes.
Give It a Whirl dies. And so we just looked through our die set, and surprisingly, there's a couple of die sets that have hearts. So check through your dies and see what you've got. Sometimes you'll be surprised at what you find. So we're going to use those as a little accent. Dale's putting that inside, the panel in.
We put him on too.
Let's go ahead and stamp the, you've got a piece of my heart before we
Okay.
add this. I've only got one shot though, so
No pressure.
no pressure at all. Be sure it gets inked up really well.
Okay.
Okay. You can kind of see where we did it on that one. This one is not perfectly straight, so it's a little bit forgiving.
Hopefully it's a lot forgiving.
Suspense. Good.
It's gonna have to be.
I think it looks good. It does. It looks good. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add our hearts.
I'm gonna
Start coloring.
on Luigi a little bit.
Okay. Just gonna add those hearts before I lose them. Y'all know me. I will lose those little guys, but we did put them on a sheet that has the glue dots. So that seems to be working well as we add those to your kit. These little bitty small pieces, we add them on a glue dot when we send them to you. So hopefully that makes it easier to find them. I think we can go ahead and add this piece to the card front now while Dale is coloring. Any tips on coloring Luigi, Dale?
I just mainly just try not to overdo it, overthink it,
Over color him or overthink it?
overthink it.
Okay.
Just kind of put some color on there and let it go. The color's gonna change a little bit as it dries. So it's not gonna be exactly the way you think it is.
Like darkens up a bit as it
And
dries?
it actually
It
lightens
lightens
up.
up a bit?
Look.
That looks straight to you.
Looks good.
And something too that we should mention, now this is a faux wood grain top. So if you are actually working on a surface that could be damaged with those alcohol markers, be sure that you're using either your silicone craft sheet, another piece of cardstock underneath it, a piece of grid paper, something to protect your work surface. And we'll show you in just a minute when he gets done coloring that. It is completely normal for that alcohol to seep through and that ink to seep through. So sometimes that can happen even with our thick basic white. Just protect your work surface if you need to. I'm trying to find this piece. Do you think that this piece is going to work to go all the way around? We'll see.
No, it's a little short.
Well, what I may do,
Nope, it's gonna make it.
well, but I did tie a bow on that other one, right? What I may go ahead and do, that's a separate bow, sneaky, to make sure that it looks better. First of all, I'm going to get this piece that was attached to the bolt. You have the snips over there?
Yep.
I'm going to take that and cut that piece off. And I'm going to take a glue dot. My glue dot friends.
Okay.
I'm going to stick it down. Bring that piece all the way around. I'm going to tie a separate bow. Right about there. Wrap this through. And we'll just add another glue dot with our take your pick tool. To stick that ribbon down. That way I'm using up that little scrap that was left over. And rather than futzing with it and trying to get a bow to look perfect attached to the card, I can tie a separate bow and put it on with glue dots.
I'm gonna use, like I did on that one, dark poppy parade for the belt here. And then light poppy parade for the rest of the apron.
Okay,
Kind of give it a little bit of contrast.
you just kind of flick that ink on there, don't you?
Yeah,
What kind of a medium-sized bow? I had to cut my own ribbon. Wow.
mm, what's happening?
I'm gonna go ahead and add that on there. And of course, if you need to, you can stop the video and go back. You need to kind of catch what Dale's doing.
Let's tell him use a little light gray granite for his cuffs, just to kind of give him a little bit of contrast.
Okay. We're ready for him.
Oh, no, we're not.
You got a fussy cut, don't you?
I do indeed.
Well, you know, I think I'll show them a couple of things while you're doing that, but I think they're down on your end. Let me grab these. But, yeah, you can stay there. Okay, while Dale works on fussy cutting Luigi, I thought I would share with you. What did I do with those other samples, see? I think you may remember that Luigi delivers pizza, right? But did you know that he also delivers some other things? He can deliver ice cream. Isn't that cute? So we use the Share a Milkshake bundle, or actually just the dies, to die cut that little ice cream sundae. Bring that a little closer so you can see. Super fun. So he can deliver pizza. He can deliver sundaes. He can deliver tacos. So if you have the Taco Fiesta stamp set that carried over from the mini catalog, is that not hilarious? That just, oh, that cracks me up. I love that he can deliver tacos. And then the other thing that he can deliver, because you know, Luigi is part of Stampin' Up, right? He can deliver paper pumpkin. That is our crafting kit, our monthly crafting kit. It arrives in your mailbox. It is all inclusive, everything you need to create the projects. All inside, including your adhesive. Everything's die cut, scored for you. It's awesome. You just need to subscribe by the 10th of each month to receive the kit for that month. So he can also deliver, or have his staff probably deliver paper pumpkins, right? So I told you at the beginning of the video that you would probably decide that you need this stamp set if you don't already have it. You're going to need it to create the projects that we're making today. But if you were kind of on the fence about this, I hope that we've convinced you that this is a stamp set that is just so versatile, so much fun. And we love Luigi. And then I also told you, we're getting towards the end of the video, that I would explain to you why we use the colors that we did. So it was a happy accident. I went ahead and ordered, oh gosh, what did I order? Like a dozen of these embellishments. and looking at the catalog, it's an embellishment that I'd not seen just yet. And for some reason, looking at just the embellishment section, these did not look in the catalog like they do in person. So again, you've got your pecan pie, lemon lolly, bubble bath, and azure afternoon. So when they came, I truly was thinking we were going to use red, white, and green on the cards. I had not designed them yet, but I had a lot of ideas in my mind. And when these embellishments arrived, we kind of had to take a little detour and do some color with these cards. So that is the story of how we ended up using the colors that we did. Happy accident. Hope they won't tell anybody
Well,
what I did.
I hope they realize that they don't just have to use the Italian flag colors with the pizza.
True. True. We have like boutique pizza colors.
That's right.
You
Everybody-
almost finished with that one?
Oh,
Cutting him out?
About halfway done,
Oh, you're halfway done?
yeah.
What I may do then is go ahead and bring in all of the cards. Just to kind of remind them what a fun set this really is. I love this stamp set. I hope that we've inspired you. We've given you some fun ideas to try. As Dale finishes up his fussy cutting.
Well, this was a great idea when we started designing the car.
Yes, usually our bingo projects are a little bit more straightforward. We'll put it that way. And so coloring with the Stampin' Blends, I think that's important though, that we do some of those type of techniques from time to time too. The Stampin' Blends are absolutely awesome. I am not the best at coloring, but even I feel like a coloring rock star when I use the Stampin' Blends. You want to bring it up there?
Yeah.
So you don't have to sit back away from the light. He's almost finished up. And are you going to use that tip of going around Luigi with the black marker too?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
because that'll definitely help it setting. It'll cover up where my fuzzy cutting wasn't exactly, where it left a little bit of. Like in his hair right there, you can see a little bit of the white edge.
Okay. It's
So-
not perfect, but that's okay. It's okay. So he's going to do that going around the edges. And I really do think that that adds so much, especially on this kind of yellow background. It helps that to really pop. We purposely stamped him on white so that it would really show up well on that designer series paper. And don't forget that you can stamp on your designer series paper. If you make a boo-boo on this when you're stamping your sentiment, you could always die cut a circle or, you know, some other little label sentiment piece and cover that up. Since you can't flip it over and try it again. But it's not perfect. It's handmade, right? We used to
Yeah.
say that all the time. We're kind of bringing that phrase back. Sometimes it's those little things that make all the difference. Now you want pizza, don't you?
I do want pizza.
The power of suggestion. Stampin' Up should come out with a salad stamp set.
There you go.
Okay, let's pop him up with some dimensionals. Go ahead and flip him over. He is so super cute. And we'll add way too many dimensionals to him,
Oh, that's okay.
of course. Is that what you
Yes.
started to say?
Well, I was just thinking, you know, Tara used to say her mom was a Stampin' Up demonstrator. So she can get more dimensionals.
Yeah, she used to use so many dimensionals when she crafted with me. I think we may even be able, well, we'll just cut a dimensional in half. How's that sound? For his legs.
Sure.
I don't have any minis handy, but don't forget that you can do this. Just snip that right in half. And that way we can still support his legs a little bit. So we don't want him having any accidents carrying that pizza. We have an Italian restaurant here in town that is really, really good, kind of family owned, and the guys that own it are from Croatia. They make amazing Italian food, very good pizza. They get them all off? Yeah, I
Yep.
think so. Okay, you want to do the honors there?
Sure.
You're at a different angle than I am. Did I put the heart over too far?
You know,
Alrighty, that's our last card. I already kind of did a review with them and showed them all the different things he can deliver. So we hope that you have enjoyed this supremely awesome bingo class. And you can purchase supplies for these cards and all of your stamping supplies at stampwithct.stampinup.net. I appreciate your business. Or if you would like to be part of our Stampin' Up team, we would love to welcome you. You can go to stampwithct.stampinup.net and just hit the join button or message me if you have any questions. Okay. We thank you for being with us. You want to say bye, Dee?
bye.